when you're the uncrowned prince at the throne. Expectations weigh heavily on your shoulders. Despite Shakur Stevenson's status as a two-division world champion, he's faced his fair share of criticism. Many label him a boring boxer, but perhaps the real issue lies in not having an ideal opponent to truly bring out his best. Enter William Zepeda, a classic Mexican-style fighter, relentless and unyielding. Zepeda is the kind of brawler who refuses to back down, always pressing forward, for taking a step back simply goes against everything he stands for. He might just be the perfect foil for Stevenson's boxing abilities. On July 12th, Shakur Stevenson and William Zepeda will finally meet in a pivotal showdown, one that promises to be the breakthrough moment for the victor. With everything on the line, this is a matchup tailor-made to let each boxer display the full potential. Two fighters enter the ring, but only one will emerge as the true king of the lightweight division. Shakur Stevenson is the modern technician, a southpaw whose style is built on precision, timing, and defensive superiority. His boxing archetype is often compared to that of a pure boxer or outfighter. Stevenson excels at controlling distance, using his exceptional footwork and ring IQ to dictate the pace and range of the fight. He's a master of range and hitting without getting hit, often making opponents miss by mere inches before countering with sharp, accurate punches. Defensively, Stevenson is a wizard. He employs subtle head movement, quick reflexes, and a sturdy guard to neutralize opponents' offenses. Rather than relying on flashy movements, he uses small, efficient shifts and positioning to stay out of harm's way. His ability to read and anticipate opponents' attacks allow him to frustrate even the most aggressive fighters, forcing them to take risks and make mistakes. Offensively, Stevenson is patient and methodical. There are no wasted punches. Instead, he chooses his shots carefully while landing with pinpoint accuracy. His southpaw jab is a key weapon, used both to score points and to control the tempo of the fight. While he may not be known for knockout power, his sharp counters and combinations keep opponents wary and hesitant to engage recklessly. Where Stevenson shines most is his pocket presence, where his success in the pocket comes down to the combination of composure, anticipation, and intelligence. Unlike many fighters who prefer to keep the distance, Stevenson is comfortable standing close to his opponent, where exchanges are fastest and the margin for error is smallest. What sets him apart is his ability to remain calm under pressure, never panicking or overreacting, even when punches begin to fly. A key factor is Stevenson's exceptional reflexes and sharp eyes. He reads his opponent's intentions almost instantly, allowing him to slip, roll, or parry punches with subtle, efficient movements, rather than making big, risky evasions. He uses slight head and upper body adjustments to avoid shots by the narrowest of margins. This not only keeps him safe, but also leaves him in position to counter immediately. It's in Stevenson's discipline and his shot selection that make him crucial. He doesn't get reckless or greedy. He picks his moments, lands his shots, and resets his defense. This blend of patience, awareness, and balance makes him one of the most effective and difficult fighters to deal with up close, turning the pocket into his own personal chessboard. William Zepeda embodies the Mexican-style fighting heritage of the relentless pressure fighter, often described as a swarmer or inside fighter. His style is deeply rooted in classic Mexican boxing traditions, aggressive, forward-moving, and built on the foundation of high-volume punching. Zepeda thrives on overwhelming opponents with constant activity, rarely giving them a moment to breathe or settle into a rhythm. Zepeda's offense is aggressive, heavy-handed. He throws every punch with intent, often sitting down on his shots to maximize power. Even in the midst of rapid exchanges, Zepeda doesn't rely on single, isolated punches. Instead, he's constantly looking to land hooks and uppercuts, especially when he closes the distance. His power is particularly effective because he's willing to take risks, stepping in with authority and committing fully to his punches, which keeps opponents on the defensive. One of Zepeda's trademarks is his commitment to the body, a trait that's a hallmark of great Mexican fighters. He digs deep hooks and uppercuts to the ribs and midsection, especially during close-range exchanges. These body attacks serve a dual purpose. They sap the opponent's energy and slow them down, making them easier targets as the fight progresses. Zepeda's willingness to invest in the body early pays dividends in the later rounds, as his opponents often become visibly fatigued and less mobile. Another notable attribute is Zepeda's work rate. He throws punches in bunches, attacking both to the head and body with equal ferocity. His ruthless pressure forces opponents onto the back foot, often breaking the will over the course of a fight. Zepeda is not afraid to take a shot in order to land his own, trusting his chin and conditioning to carry him through tough exchanges. Overall, Zepeda's style is that of a non-stop aggressor, relentless, durable, and always coming forward. He's a fighter who tests his opponent's stamina, toughness, and resolve, making every bout a grueling battle from the opening bell to the final round. While Zepeda's aggression and high-volume offense make him a raging bull, they also expose certain vulnerabilities. Defensively, Zepeda can be a bit hittable. He often relies more on his chin and aggression than his head movement or footwork to avoid punches. When he presses forward, he sometimes squares up and leaves openings, especially when throwing wide, looping punches that can make him susceptible to sharp counterpunchers who can exploit those gaps. Additionally, his forward marcher style means he can struggle to adjust if forced to fight at a distance or if the opponent controls the pace and angles of the fight. For Stevenson, the path to victory lies in his ability to neutralize Zepeda's aggression with sharp timing, defense, and ring IQ. Stevenson excels at controlling range and dictating the tempo of the fight. By using his footwork, jab, and movement, he could keep Zepeda at bay, forcing him to reset and preventing him from getting into his preferred rhythm. In the pocket, Stevenson's slick defense, his ability to slip, roll, and counter would allow him to punish Zepeda's mistakes without taking unnecessary risks. Sharp, accurate counters can make Zepeda hesitant to rush in recklessly. Stevenson should also focus on varying his attacks and not getting drawn into a brawl. By picking his spots, landing clean shots, and quickly exiting exchanges, he can frustrate Zepeda and sap his confidence. If Stevenson maintains discipline, uses angles, and capitalizes on Zepeda's defensive lapse, he can rack up points and potentially wear down the aggressive challenger over the course of the fight. Ultimately, Stevenson's keys to victories is to turn Zepeda's greatest strength, his pressure, into a liability by making him pay for every mistake and never letting him settle into his comfort zone. While Stevenson is renowned for his defensive brilliance and ring IQ, his slick defense isn't without vulnerabilities. At times, Stevenson can be overly cautious and risk-averse, which can lead to lower punch output and allow aggressive opponents to steal rounds with sheer activity. He sometimes relies on his defensive skills to the point of neglecting offense, making him susceptible to fighters who can cut off the ring and maintain a high work rate. Additionally, while Stevenson's footwork and movement are elite, he hasn't faced the relentless pressure fighter with the volume and intensity that Zepeda brings, which could test his stamina and composure under fire. For Zepeda, the blueprint for victory is to turn a fight into a high-paced, physical battle and never let Stevenson get comfortable. Zepeda should apply constant pressure, cut off the ring, and force Stevenson to fight at a pace he's not used to. By throwing punches in bunches and mixing up his attacks to the head and body, Zepeda can try to overwhelm Stevenson's defense and break through a volume. Targeting the body early and often could also slow Stevenson's movement, making him a more stationary target as the fight progresses. Zepeda must also be disciplined in his pressure, avoiding reckless lunges and instead using calculated aggression to trap Stevenson against the ropes or in the corners. If Zepeda can make Stevenson fight off his back foot and limit his ability to dictate range, he increases his chances of landing meaningful shots and swaying the judges with activity. Ultimately, Zepeda's key to victory is to impose his will, outwork Stevenson, and turn the fight into a grueling battle where his high-volume offense can shine and Stevenson's defensive style is put under maximum stress. To me, there's nothing more captivating in boxing than a classic matchup between a pure boxer and a pressure fighter. It's the ultimate test for both men. The boxer must demonstrate not only his skill and finesse, but also his grit and durability, while the pressure fighter is challenged to break down a master technician. While some critics label Stevenson as boring, I see this matchup as the perfect opportunity to display the full extent of his abilities, because Zepeda is going to bring everything he's got and leave it all in the ring. Unfortunate for Zepeda, even his best won't be enough against someone as skilled and composed in the pocket as Stevenson. This is where Stevenson's brilliance will truly shine. Shakur Stevenson by unanimous decision.